So as usual, I check my AMC A-list and I see what movies are playing in the theater. And I always scroll all the way to the bottom and I check on anything I haven't heard of just to make sure, especially if it looks like it has something horror-ish or thriller-ish to the poster. And I'm like, okay, let's check. And I came across a movie called Went Up the Hill. And I clicked on it and I was like, oh, I saw a trailer to this when we went to see some film. I don't remember, but recently we saw the trailer to this and I was like, that looked cool, looked good. And to my surprise, it was playing somewhat close to our house. This is a very limited release. And we saw that it was, not any of the theaters we normally go to, but close enough where we could justify it. So we got in the car, we drove out, we saw it. We were the literal only people in the theater.
We should insert the photo you took. That was just me.
Yeah,
in
right.
An empty theater.
So typically, we call this out. We had a long discussion about that before in another video where I was like, you got to support these types of films. And people kind of clapped back a little bit and were justified in being like, well, it's also on the studios. I also mentioned that in the video of like promotion. And it's like, what do you expect? And movies are expensive now. We can't go see them all. And it's like, no, I agree.
Yeah, there's a lot of things at play for sure.
But this one, there's nobody talking about this movie because they're not promoting it. And that is a damn shame.
It really is.
This is a beautifully haunting film, wonderfully acted, and gorgeously shot.
Yeah, totally gorgeous.
I don't know what my favorite looking film of the year is, but this is in high contention for it. I love these like drab, dreary looking, washed out type of films with just beautiful aesthetic to it.
Yeah, and it's like the place, I don't know where it is. I don't know what location this is in.
I think this is, because remember before the movie started it said Australia and New Zealand, so it's got to be one of those.
I don't know. I've never seen, like, because it's set in winter, maybe that's why. I guess I feel like I've never seen a film in Australia or New Zealand set in the winter time. I don't know.
No, maybe, yeah.
Like, now I'm even, like I feel like an idiot
outback.
because I'm like, does it snow in Australia?
It does in New Zealand.
I don't know. I don't know.
Sure, it's a continent.
Right,
I would have to say that it's
I know, but
somewhere it's snowing.
Anyway, wherever, Australia or New Zealand, wherever this is filmed, the landscape is just, like, totally, like, mind-blowing. Like, it is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And, the film itself, like, the way it captures that landscape and how the landscape also really mirrors the tone of the characters and the story and everything that's going on. Like, it's really, really well paired. I
think we should probably mention what the movie is about.
Yes.
So this is about a young man played by the actor who plays Billy in Stranger Things. I can never figure out how to say the guy's first name. But so I'm just going to skip over that. And he attends a funeral.
Yeah.
And he was invited there by his mother's wife. And it is his mother's funeral that he's attending. They have an estranged relationship. He hasn't seen her in many, many, many years. He doesn't know her wife. He doesn't know anyone there. He's just coming to pay his respects. And then, I don't want to reveal too much, but all I'll say is that it is a ghost film. Mm-hmm. And the way that the ghost is handled in this movie is, I don't know if I've ever seen it done exactly like this.
I don't think.
But I thought that it was super, super unique.
Yeah.
And very, very, a very cool way to explore letting go of somebody.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Very unique ghost film. And just to go back, like what we were talking about as far as it, like how it looks and stuff, I know we were saying, like, if you've seen the first season of The Terror,
yeah,
it has that kind of feel.
Yeah.
It was reminding me of, for some reason, I was getting, like, Crimes of the Future and Shrouds, like
Yeah.
the way they look and feel, not the stories or anything, but just like the look of them. And yeah, I think like the performances from the two leads are just outstanding.
Yeah.
There's so much subtlety, and it's just really, really solid and strong performances from both of them. And it's hard because there's an element to this that we can't talk about because we want you to just experience it. But this is the kind of film too that I think it is a slower film.
Very.
And it's not boring to us, obviously. We were not bored at all. But this is totally the kind of film that somebody goes to see and is bored by and is like, nothing happens or something, you know? Which sucks because it's just like, there's so much that happens.
So much.
So much to talk about. I mean, we were talking about it on our drive home.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you know, it sparked a lot of conversation.
So much.
And as you said, like, yeah, the exploration of letting go of somebody and of grief and like the grieving process in general. Yeah. And that's one of those things that horror movies is like made to address, is death. and in so many ways, and this is a very intimate and very dark film too.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of negativity lately towards horror films about grief. I've seen people comment that quite a bit lately, like, oh, another horror film about grief, and it's like, that's not going anywhere.
No,
right? Like,
that is like
horror
a constant.
is the perfect genre to explore grief. Yeah. And you know, when artists have someone around them die that is very close to them, they almost always explore that through their filmmaking. And
sure.
You know, you see it with Cronenberg, you see it with Lynch, you see it with all these different people who this is their way of processing death, loss. And if you're somebody who's like, I get it. Like, if you're really genuinely going to the movies and every single movie you see is the exact same exploration of the exact same thing, I'd be like, okay, Jesus Christ, I get it.
We both know that's not all
not
that
even
the horror
close.
genre, or even just films, but especially horror. There's so many other things that it can explore. Obviously, like, just go watch other movies then. But this one definitely, that's the focus of it. That's the theme. So
another thing that I want to address here too, which I think is important, because I do think that because of the title, I think there will be some people who dismiss this movie just based on that criteria alone, because we've gotten films like Winnie the Pooh, like, you know, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, like Peter Pan, all these horror movies based on kids' stories or nursery rhymes or something that has some kind of cultural relevance to its name. Yes, the main characters in this movie are named Jack and Jill, and the movie is called Went Up a Hill. And I think that, unfortunately, that really might turn people off. But I will counter that by saying, you know, one of, if not the best film of this year was The Ugly Stepsister, which was based on Cinderella. So it doesn't really matter what source material or what nods they're using towards classic literature or nursery rhymes or whatever. It's about execution. It's about how the film is presented. It's about the story being told. And I mean, the house that they're in is up on top of a hill, and they're Jack and Jill, and they go up on top of that hill. They do not fetch a pail of water or anything. But I mean, I think that the names are, I honestly don't know exactly what they're trying to get at with the name of the movie in relation to Jack and Jill, the story. I don't know. I don't really honestly care, because I think the film is so great. And I also think something we haven't mentioned, because Kaylee's kind of trying to dance around it a little bit, but I'm not trying to spoil it, and I'm not going to, but what she was referring to, the stuff that she's trying not to say, is really fucked up.
Oh my god. It's like so messed up.
Yes.
On so many levels.
And I'm not talking about like shock films.
No.
Where there's like some gratuitous amounts of violence and, you know, depravity and rape and nothing like that.
Like emotional trauma and boundaries and that kind of stuff.
There's some seriously morally fucked up things happening here.
That we we were talking about, like, okay, imagine a situation that we're in like that. Like, dude, just to put it into perspective, if you can't. Like, that's... The
ghost in this movie is fucked up.
Yeah, they're unwell.
And I love how the ghost element is handled in this film.
Me too. Really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, we had, I don't think it came out, did it come out this year? Maybe I'm crazy. That one ghost movie, that was like POV?
Oh, Presence. Yeah, that came out this year.
Mm-hmm. That was a really interesting, very cool ghost film. But that's something that, kind of like witch movies. I feel like ghost movies are just not as in fashion anymore. Like, I feel like at one point in time, there was a lot of, like, ghost elements in horror movies. I mean, there always is, like, ghosts are kind of an eternal trope, I suppose you could say.
Yeah.
But in modern times, they're rarer.
They're not all the rage.
They're not as popular, and I think that's kind of a shame because there's a lot of really interesting things that can still be explored with ghosts as a theme and in general.
Yeah. So
this one was very cool, and definitely one that, if you are somebody, like, if everything we said sounds interesting to you and you're not a slow burn hater kind of film viewer, then see if it's playing near you and go and see it. You know, it's a very interesting, thought-provoking film.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
These are the films that we should be supporting.
Yeah.
I am bummed. It kind of reminds me, like, as far as the slow burn nature of it, something from earlier this year that we saw, The Damned.
Yes. That was another cool film.
This is much better for me.
Yeah.
I liked The Damned, but, this is like a top 10 contender at the moment.
I think The Damned was like the first movie we saw.
Yeah.
And that one has actually similar atmosphere for sure.
Yeah.
That's one of the main things.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could liken it to certain things for sure. I'm trying not to. Another movie it kind of reminded me of from last year is Daddy's Head, but without the weird visuals.
Yeah, that kind of, like, a lot of soft-spoken, it's just a really intimate feeling film, you know?
Yes, it is a very intimate
film. That's what it feels like,
sure.
Where they're like, I don't know. There's a lot of that, and it's good. It's really good.
It's hard without.
It's hard to talk about it spoiler free.
But it's a beautifully haunting and devastating film.
Yeah, devastating is a good word.
So
for sure. So there it is.
It'll be on VOD, I'm sure. But if you can get out to the theater and you love slow burn explorations of letting go, grief, loss, and kind of finding your place and, like, what's next, feeling lost, and some really great visual imagery, and just definitely check it out if you can. See if it's around you, because I have not seen literally one single person mention this film. Not one.
It's gonna be one that flies under the radar, and I'm sure by the end of the year when we do the, like, movies you might have missed, this will be on there more than likely.
Yeah.
It's always
100%.
An interesting list to make, because it's always films that we were like, these were cool, but nobody was really talking about.
No.
So,
no. Yeah.
Get on the train early and watch it, so that when we do that list and you watch it, you're like, I saw that one.
Yeah, you can be the fucking...
You can be the cool person in the room.
Right. Yeah, you can be the hipster.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I watched that before you guys were even born.
Before it was popular.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, this is literally the whole reason I do the channel.
Yeah, we love finding these kinds of movies.
Films like this. The films
Sure.
that no one is watching.
Yeah.
That are in theaters. This is in the fucking theater right now.
Oh, man.
And there was literally not a single person in there.
Such a shame.
It was so quiet in the theater, and the movie was so quiet that we could hear a table. What is that?
The air hockey game happening?
Air hockey game happening for like. Oh my god, these guys must have been playing for 15 straight minutes.
It was funny.
And it was so loud. And I went down to try to check if the doors were fully closed, and they were. And I was like, this theater and everything is so quiet.
Yeah.
The movie's that quiet, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Which is probably yet another reason to see it in theaters, because sometimes it's, I don't know, I feel like sometimes it's hard to watch really quiet films at home.
But it's also so
You know what I mean?
visually stunning.
That's what I mean, yeah.
That
And then
you want to
also,
see it
like,
on the big
seeing it on the
screen.
big screen and getting the, like, sound, too. Because we didn't even talk about, like, the sound design, but there's a lot of this, like, breathing stuff that we really like when films do, where the music is, like, it's, like, sing-songy, but breathy, like, breathing, and, like, I don't know, very unsettling, and just a very interesting thing that has been done before. And the way the ghost
kind of knows, like, lets you know that it's
So
around.
cool. There's, like, so many parts.
Yeah.
It's just a very well-made, like, well-crafted film.
Yeah.
Truly, like, yeah. So, yeah, that's it. Anyway, we should have convinced you by now. We can't say anymore.
Yeah.
Can we?
I guess the last thing I'll say here is that the movie is like, what would be the right phrasing of this? Because I don't know how exactly to say this, but let's just say I found the film to be rather sexy, but I felt guilty about it. It's like a guilty sexy. Where I was like, I don't think I should be feeling that.
I didn't find... I know what you mean. For me, it was like intimate is the word that I really feel. There's an intimacy to it, to everything, really. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
There is some nudity, that happens.
It's not because of that.
No?
There is some, and the girl's attractive, and all
Yeah.
that. No, it's not that. There's something. I can't say. I'm just gonna leave it there. Watch the movie.
Okay.
We'll talk in the comments if you've seen it.
Bye.
Bye.